Good morning. Welcome back to another sunny, beautiful day here in Eastern North Carolina. So today, as you just saw, I started laying out some of the plants that I'm going to be putting into what is the start of the flower garden. Now the flower garden itself is going to be long. It's going to be enormous. It's going to be huge. It's approximately 90 feet by right now 90 feet, but that may eventually change to something like 70 feet. It's all up in the air. But right now I figured let me start with this corner first. And the reason being is, one, I wanted to denote the grand walkway, which is just beyond it. And I wanted to start defining the space. And this way would give people the impression or the idea as to the direction that I'm going in. It's difficult for you guys to imagine what I'm doing. And it's difficult sometimes for me to describe in my head what it is that I'm planning out or proceeding with. So today, if you watched my previous video, you saw me build out the frame. I cut back the grass and I put down the cardboard, and now I just started basically throwing some plants in here. So along the first two edges over here, I have the boxwoods, which again will shape and define the space. Then I've put in some succulents that I've had sitting around since forever. There's a penstemon in there. I have some coneflower, some asters which I picked up from Lowe's, which were beautiful at the time and days later died or almost died. I brought them back to life. They still don't look like much, but if I get them planted into the ground now, I'm sure by next spring they'll be wonderful. And some irises. Nothing is in its final place, as it were. I'll probably move it around and stuff, but I hopefully will start planting this out by Wednesday. All of that being said, today I think I'm going to do some bulb planting because it is fall, and though I'm in zone 7A, some bulbs can't be planted out. I believe some can. So today I'm going to start planting out some bulbs. So let's get to it. So I prepped the ground a little bit just by clearing out some of the grass and the weeds because this part of the rose garden bed is not mulched yet. It will be soon. I think I want to get some boxwoods in along here, probably this fall, probably the next few weeks. I'll finish mulching that up. I already see weeds coming up through mulch that I put down fairly thickly, like 4 inches. Growing zone 8A, it's an amazing place. Today I'm going to plant up some bulbs, and what I'm going to plant up are Dutch Discovery Iris, and I'll try to put a picture here. And the other one is Blue Allium Ceruleum. I'll put the name here and you can see the picture. But I'm going to plant those, and I'm going to try to do a drift of the two with the Dutch Discovery going in behind and then the smaller allium in the front. Now, because I'm in growing zone 8A and I don't get a lot of hard freeze, I'm going to plant these and hope that they come up in the springtime. Theoretically they should, and theoretically they should flower fine. I do have tulips and daffodils, which is a common bulb to be planting out this time of year in a lot of the country because it's getting cold and colder. And it will have you guys will have a hard freeze in 6, 7, and up. Down, I should say. 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay! So, but I don't have that here. So I do have tulips and I do have daffodils. The daffodils, though, I've seen down here seem to naturalize. They seem to do okay wildly that I've seen on the sides of the roads and stuff. But I have them in a mini fridge right now, cooling off. They'll stay cool, and then probably in December, which, you know, you can still plant out bulbs right up until, like, you can't work the ground anymore, essentially, from what I understand. I've never done it. I've always planted beforehand. Theoretically, you can. So in December, when it starts getting much cooler here, and then I'll be planting them out into pots, and then hopefully by the springtime I have beautiful potted displays of tulips and daffodils and whatnot. I'm also going to be doing 2 tree rings around the pear trees in the front, and I'll be filling the tree rings themselves, because the trees are little itty-bitty things right now, my pear trees, and the rings are about 2.5 feet across, and I'll be filling them with daffodils. So that should also make for a spectacular spring display at the base of the Pear trees. Hard words. I'm still with my cold a little bit, so if I sound a little funny or if I'm a little more forgetful than normal, that's why. Anyways, so I'm going to get to planting these now. If you've never planted bulbs before, planting bulbs is extremely easy. The general rule of thumb is two bulb heights lower. So if your bulb is, let's open up one of these Dutch Discoveries. So this is a Dutch Discovery bulb. Hopefully you can see that. I'm sorry. So basically, because the bulb is that big, I want to plant it that deep. And this is all an approximation. There are some bulbs which are a little more specific. They need to be planted at certain heights, I think. And there are some bulbs which you don't want to be planting too deep because they'll never have the energy to reach the surface. Again, depending upon the bulb and all sorts of other things that I don't fully understand because I'm still growing my green finger. But the general rule of thumb is twice the depth of the bulb itself, and you should be good to go. So like I said, I'm going to do a drift. I have 25 of these Dutch Discovery irises and 20 of the alliums. So I'll be doing that. I've also was looking around in my rose garden here, and I see plenty of other spaces where I can plant more bulbs, and I may in the following weeks. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified when I do post up a new video, and this way you'll see what new shenanigans I'm up to next. So let's get to planting. Okay, so all the bulbs here are planted in the rose garden. Again, sorry about the background noise. There's a guardsman rolling through the neighborhood. I thought he was gone. So I planted the Dutch Discovery and the blue alliums here. I have lots more alliums to be planted out. I have tulips and daffodils and more. So again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click the bell icon to be notified, and you get to see what else I'm planting out here in my garden here in Eastern North Carolina, growing zone 8A. But there's more for today, and I'm going to be planting out some bulbs in a somewhat untraditional location in maybe a, well, you'll see. We'll just go over to where I'm going to plant the next batch of bulbs, and you'll see what I'm doing. Here I am out in the middle of, well, not the middle. Here I am at the street side corner of the orchard, or what will be the orchard once I start planting trees in it. But for the time being, I have this wonderful pine tree off to one side, surrounded by crepe myrtle, not crepe, wax myrtle. Apologize again. Whew, brain not working. And off, I don't know if you can see it on camera, I can't see it on camera, but I planted a sunshine, I believe, privet, and I will do a bunch more going along the front here. Now they're supposed to be evergreen and they're non-invasive privets, which is wonderful. That'll help create a border along the street side. They'll get 4 to 6 feet tall. That'll be wonderful. But right here in this little section of the of this area, I'm going to plant guinea hen flower bulbs. Now these are like snakehead fritillaria. At least that's what I think they look like. Eventually I'll clean out the rest of the area around here, and that, again, progress over time, little at a time. The area will get cleaned out, more limbs will get cut back, and I'll make a nice seating area here in this corner of the orchard. But in the meantime, I'm going to plant up some of these bulbs And I'm going to use a new tool. I bought myself a bulb planter. I've never used a bulb planter before. It's a traditional, old school. This is what it looks like. It's hollow at one end. Has some dirt in it now. So basically you stick this in the ground, you press down a little foot thing, depending upon how deep you want to go, you pull it up, it's going to hold a bunch of soil in it. You're going to go to your next hole. You're going to press down. The soil plug that you planted in that you pulled up in the first one, you can then use the soil plug that the second one pushes up into the first one, and so on and so forth. This tool is made by Sneebor. If you're new to the channel, I love Sneebor products for a number of reasons. 1, handmade. Can't beat it. 2, stainless steel. Love it. 3, wood. Love it. No fiberglass, no plastic, no other toxic chemical nonsense. It's a pretty simple to use tool. It's a tool that's been being used forever across Europe. Sneebor is a Dutch manufacturer, so yay, it's not China. And yeah, I will give this a whirl, see what happens. This tool may not work in this area, again, because of the roots or whatever else from the trees. But again, I'm going to give it a shot. I'll plant out the bulbs and I'll let you know what happens. Also, these bulbs are pretty small, so I shouldn't have to go too deep to plant them out. Okay, so there you go. I planted out the guinea hen flower bulbs. I'm kind of going for a little woodland feel right here with, again, natural drift of these flowers, because I have this beautiful pine tree behind me here and the wax myrtle. So a bit of a woodland vibe, and eventually this will be a little bit of a shady corner so I can plant shadier plants, spring bulbs, that kind of thing here in this corner. Sorry, I'm trying to lean on the stupid thing. That's going to wrap it up for today. I'm not going to mulch these bulbs because they're underneath the pine tree. Pine needles, as they fall over the course of the fall and the winter, will essentially be a natural mulch, so I'm not going to waste any wood mulch here. And hopefully they all come up in the spring. Like I said, that's going to wrap it up for today. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon to be notified. Hit that like button if you like this video. Helps the stupid YouTube algorithm, and hopefully more people come to the channel. Again, right now I think there's only about 153 viewers, subscribers. There's actually probably only 3 viewers, but there's 153 subscribers. If I get up to 1,000, we get all sorts of perks and bonuses, and one of them being the community tab, so I can post random pictures or comments, things like that in the community tab, and you guys can, you know, leave comments as well, so that'll be huge. And you guys know where to follow me on social media. If you don't give a follow on social media, that is going to wrap it up for today. I'm done. I'm tired. I got a lot of tools and stuff to put away. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.